This is Devore. Be sure to like, comment, and definitely subscribe. Also, tune in for information about the opportunity to win a free copy of Madden 20 for PS4 or Xbox One. That's your choice. This is the Not for Debate podcast. What is going on? Devore, Wes, and Banks. This is Not for Debate, episode 8. It's been a while since we actually recorded of the last podcast. What's going on, Wes and Banks?
Nah, man. Living. What's good with you?
I'm chilling, man.
Oh.
Y'all on one
I didn't
now.
hear you
Okay.
earlier, Banks.
Hey, that's good. Y'all in tune. Y'all are one right now. Go ahead, y'all.
Nah, I was too busy eating this Chips Ahoy. This Chips Ahoy cookie when y'all was talking. Shout out to Chips Ahoy, man.
You stupid.
Are those the chewy kind or the hard kind?
Damn. Pause on hard.
There is no pause.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nothing better than the chewy. They nothing better than the chewy Chips Ahoy cookies.
Nah.
Okay, all right. Back to the real news, y'all. We got free agents.
I'ma just keep it 100 with y'all. Like probably the worst liquid to ever drink with Chips Ahoy cookies is probably apple juice.
Why do you drink apple juice?
What you mean, why would I drink? When there's nothing else left in the refrigerator to drink, when you're out of milk, when you're out of Kool-Aid, and you just sitting there with the apple juice, you got no choice but to drink the apple juice because you don't want to drink water.
Wow. Okay.
You never you never had to face that ultimatum before in your life?
Yeah, you know how nasty water probably tastes with chocolate chip cookies? It's probably disgusting.
It just takes away from the flavor. It's like kind of like rinsing your mouth out when you brushing your teeth, basically. Okay. But again, like last week, well, like the last podcast, excuse me, we have 2 top 5s in this podcast. We're gonna go ahead and kick it off with the top 5 pass rushers, not defensive ends, pass rushers, because obviously you have the 3-4. They have linebackers that end up being the leaders in sacks, and the 4-3 have the defensive ends. So we're going to end up intertwining that just in case people get confused. So anybody would like to do the honors of going first for our top 5 pass rushers?
I actually went first on the last podcast. So
I got it. I was ready for number 5. I got an up and coming young guy out of San Diego right now, Joy. If y'all ever seen Joy Bosa play, he is not blocked one-on, especially in passing situations. That dude he is bull. He's like a younger, fast J. Speaking of J, what number 4? Jadeveon Clowney at J1 mate. Number 3, I got Von Miller. That dude a beast off there. Nah, I know y'all might disagree with me with number 1 and number 2, but it is what it is. Number 2 is Khalil.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Khalil Mack is number 2. Number 1 is Aaron Donald. I don't care what you got to double team this dude. He's just gonna run the day for you.
Triple team.
Exactly. What's your take on that?
My take?
Yeah.
I like your list. I feel like Joey Bosa probably should have been in there somewhere. DeVore's like, I don't.
Joey Bosa was his number 3, right?
No.
It was number 5. Okay. So, yeah, Joey Bosa was your number 5. Jadeveon Clowney was your number 4. That's who I got a problem with.
Okay. Well, I mean, Josh.
And can I explain why real fast?
Make it.
Let me explain why. So, me and Banks probably 3 or 4 podcasts ago, we had this discussion about Jadeveon Clowney as far as him, if it's a possibility the Houston Texans end up trading him or not. And one of the biggest reasons why he is ended up being on the trading block was the fact that he's looking for a big deal. Now, him playing across from J.J. Watt and for his sack totals to be, I don't think anything higher than 12 plus sacks, and nothing higher than that. You're playing across the best pass rusher in football, when the best pass rusher in football is demanding a double team and triple team every single play, and Jadeveon Clowney's a first round pick in himself, and you put him in the top 5.
Hey, bruh, I mean, the numbers don't always tell the story. I don't know if you know. For the past, as long as Aaron Donald has lead, I believe he's been the best defensive tackle and a top. He hasn't always gotten 20 something. And I mean, lo and behold, that came to pass. Like, dude is unbelievable. But going back to Clowney, if you look at what he does,
I understand what you're saying, but is he really a top 5 pass rusher with J.J. Watt right there? That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I think the thing about Jadeveon Clowney is, I don't think it's the talent that's an issue or anything with Jadeveon Clowney. I feel like Jadeveon Clowney just doesn't turn it up when he needs to turn it up. Jadeveon Clowney can probably be the best pass rusher in the NFL, honestly, due to his size and his speed. I'll be honest with you, man. Dude's a freak of nature, but I don't feel like he puts his.
He's top 5 material.
Yeah, I don't feel like he would have been a top 5 guy there. I feel like there's other guys who could have went there, like Melvin Ingram, for instance.
Yeah, but I got Bosa right there. I got Bosa right outside of that. I ain't finna.
But the reason why I want to put both, I mean, it's that you could have put Bosa and Melvin Ingram both in that top 5 because they both do their thing. And Melvin Ingram been so underrated and undervalued for so many years. I feel like it's only right that he could have got that spot.
And it's proven that Melvin Ingram has been productive without Joey Bosa on the field, because if I remember correctly, Joey Bosa missed a couple of games with a hamstring in 2018.
Okay, well,
but I pulled up Jadeveon Clowney's numbers since he's been in the league. He has never gotten over 10 sacks.
Yeah.
Now, he played 15 games last year, and he only ended up totaling up to nine sacks. And Jadeveon Clowney, like I said earlier, if he's demanding a double team and triple team every single play, and he's getting 19 sacks with what he's demanding, why isn't Jadeveon Clowney producing a better number than that?
Want to know what's scary about this whole conversation we having, though? Want to know what's scary? Jadeveon Clowney and Melvin Ingram. Jadeveon Clowney and Melvin Ingram both played on the same college team. That's crazy, ain't it?
Interesting.
That is crazy. Y'all allow me to. I'm gonna pull a Matt Ryan before switch out. Right there, because I cannot argue that Melvin Ingram does produce. I just didn't want to put him and Bosa on the same.
I mean, what it is what it is, though, bro. I mean, that's they got the luxury right now. That's why the San Diego Chargers was in the position they was in last year, because defensively, that defensive line, it started with the defensive line. That's just honest to God truth. And it got better on the back end. The weakest spot on the San Diego Chargers defense was the linebacker position. They just can't seem to get the right rotation of guys there, especially not in Melvin Ingram is pretty much, a pass rusher every time, because they switched from a 3-4 to 4-3. They got to figure out that linebacker position and how they got to get that situated, because everywhere else on the field they decent, especially at safety and corner. They fine.
Zell Perriman stays healthy, you'll see a totally different Chargers defense.
Absolutely.
Jason Verrett, them towards ACL, I don't know, like 3. But anyway, move forward. I'm switching Clowney out with Melvin. Go ahead.
So it's my turn?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I appreciate it, fellas. At number 5. At number 5, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with Wes. I'm gonna go ahead and put Joey Bosa in my top 5, considering the fact I'm gonna go off his rookie season. Him ended up missing OTAs in training camp and still being NFL leader in sacks in 2017, and obviously, like I said earlier, he did get sidelined with a hamstring injury for a couple of games in 2018, but he's an elite pass rusher in this league, to be quite honest with you. And then at number 4, I went ahead and put Daniel Hunter for the Minnesota Vikings in there. That dude, I think he's extremely underrated. He showed it with Everson Griffith being, I believe he had like some type of head injury last year, so he wasn't in the lineup consistently. So Daniel Hunter was demanding that double team. He was able to edge out 14.5 sacks. By the way, Banks, I said the Minnesota Vikings, Daniel Hunter, and Everson Griffith was hurt last year, so I think you should reevaluate your NFC North pick as far as who has the best defense.
But don't forget, Everson Griffith also had those mental issues too, not just an injury. He had some lot of stuff going on mentally. Yeah, this is a true story though. Like, it was a point. I
read it.
Yeah, he's like contemplating suicide and all kind of crazy stuff. So hopefully he got his mind.
He might
right,
have some CTE going on.
Right, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but if he's able to, calm all that down, again, like we stated in the first ever podcast, you possibly have the most dominant pass rushing duo in the NFL right there between Daniel Hunter and Everson Griffith.
Yeah, you can argue that, but I'm still gonna go with the Chargers. But you can argue that point though.
Okay. And at number 3, I have J.J. Watt, arguably probably the most dominant defensive player in NFL history. It's an argument. It could be argued. And at number 2, I put Von Miller. And obviously at number 1, I put Khalil Mack, because for the simple fact that he was all pro at 2 different positions.
So wait. I've already got a problem with your list already.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I got a huge problem with your list. Where's Aaron Donald?
Okay. We're talking about pass rushers.
Yes.
He is a pass rusher.
He's a defensive tackle. He's a defensive tackle.
And he led the league in sacks.
It doesn't matter. He's a defensive tackle. Save that for the defensive tackle segment. You need to reevaluate, do your list. Redo your list.
He led the league in sacks in a 3-4 defense.
Okay, folks. Banks clearly did not hear the rules when I opened up the segment. I said pass rushers 4-3 and 3-4, linebacker, pass rusher, defensive end, and defensive tackle is going to be later on in the show.
No, man. You can't leave out the best pass rusher, though. He led the league in sacks.
He's a defensive tackle.
No,
He's not a pass rusher. He's a defensive tackle.
He's not just a defensive tackle though. He's not. He's an end.
At the end. So
He's a defensive tackle.
No, he's not.
He's a defensive tackle.
He's not.
He is actually, on the actual Rams roster.
Don't matter.
Aaron Donald is put down as a defensive tackle.
They all are defensive tackles in the 3-4 spot.
The end.
No, they're not.
Yes, was.
They're all defensive tackles there. They rotation. They switch. You gonna tell me as a Rams fan?
Yep, I'm gonna tell you.
They have Michael Brockers as actually our nose tackle. Did you forget about him? That was our actual defensive tackle right there. He's the heaviest out of all of them. He was like Michael Brockers was like 320, and he played in the middle of the defense. So he was on our nose tackle, and Sue and Donald ran our end spots. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm going off of what the Rams got on their website as far as their roster. He's considered a defensive tackle, so I'm going to go with that. Because DeForest Buckner on the San Francisco 49ers website is a defensive tackle. So is he a pass rusher too?
Yeah, he's a pass rusher. How many sacks did he get?
No, he's a defensive tackle. Next.
I can't really argue Khalil Mack at number one either, because, like you say, do play, more than one possession, just like Aaron. Hey, it is what it is. All right, come on.
It's my turn. I'm gonna show how y'all list should have went. This is how y'all list should have went. At number 5, I got Joey Bosa. Bosa's number 5. I don't have no problem with him being in that spot simply because over time, I think he's going to get even better. I don't think there's nothing that he does wrong on the field personally. From what I see, he gives it his all every single down. I mean, Joey Bosa is a beast. San Diego should be lucky to have a guy like that, honestly. I got Von Miller at number 4. I feel like Von Miller is a little bit of a downward spiral a little bit. I'm not saying he doesn't have the same impact on the game that he had before. He still got the impact. It's just you don't hear about it no more. Like since that last Super Bowl run, you don't necessarily really hear Von Miller's name in the papers anymore like you used to. Not saying he's not effective, but he's still effective. I'm not taking nothing from him. It's just the impact.
Did you?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna wait to the end because you've been smoking them funny cigarettes. Good God Almighty! Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing.
I'm just saying, man. He's aging. I'm not saying he's declining. It's just he don't feel like a household name no more. But again, it's still Von Miller. He's still gonna be in the top 5 because it's Von Miller. I'm not taking nothing from it. Just it don't feel like Von Miller anymore. But I think it got a lot to do with the fact that it's tough being a defensive player the way he is. He gives it his all every single down, and then they go out and they lose a game every week because your offense can't move the damn ball. So I think that also probably plays into it too, because Denver's offense has just been mediocre as hell. It's been terrible. John Elway needs to figure that out fast. Number 3, I got Melvin Ingram. Again, the best pass rushing duo, in my opinion, in the NFL is the San Diego Chargers. With Joey Bosa at one side and Melvin Ingram on the other, it's a nightmare. I mean, I know teams had a fit trying to put up with those guys all season long. I mean, it was just bad. And they did a great job in tandem with each other. Once again, they did a great job. That little mix there reminds me a lot of the Miami Dolphins, when the Miami Dolphins had Jason Taylor and Igudaula Igudaula on the same ends. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember that, when they had Igudaula and had Jason Taylor. That was pretty special too. Number 2, I got Khalil Mack. Goes without being said, Khalil Mack could have been in that one spot, but the best pass rusher in the NFL. And again, I say pass rusher because there's nothing that Aaron Donald can't do on the field at whatever position on the field he is. He's at nose tackle, he's at defensive tackle, he's at end, he's at linebacker. You line him up on the field, you're gonna get results from Aaron Donald. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guys set the record at the defensive tackle spot. It's just that's special, man. Especially considering the fact that he plays in a 3-4 defense and he got that much better than he was already. He was already the best player, and then he got into the 3-4 and got even better. So, I mean, and in a position where you don't expect to even get a lot of sacks out of your defensive lineman, it's normally mostly on your linebackers. And we, as a defense, our linebackers played pretty bad all year until we got Dante Fowler in the trade. He held it down for us all year. So, to me, the best pass rusher in the NFL, I don't care what position he's at, where he's lined up, is Aaron Donald. Don't matter. He's the best defensive player, probably top 1, top 2 best player in the league. And how many times? I mean, we haven't heard this kind of conversation about a defensive player since what? Ray Lewis back in the early 2000s.
J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, J.J. Watt too. J.J. Watt. But I'm saying, but Aaron Donald right now, he can retire right now and be a Hall of Fame. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes.
He could retire right now. He'd be a Hall of Famer.
He'll retire right now. He's a Hall of Famer.
Hey Wes, were you in Banks out drinking this evening or something?
No,
we actually were. It was yesterday.
That was last night. We saw.
That must be a long ass hangover. What did y'all drink?
I realized that J.J. Watt does not belong.
I'm gonna have to take a shot of that all fall down, huh?
You need to.
Wes, did you listen to that top 5?
That's the best top 5 ever.
You can't deny it. Aaron Donald is that dude. You see his energy. I wouldn't doubt that dude could probably play in a second.
Your boy just put Von Miller at number 4.
Yeah. And again, I could have switched. It came down to Von Miller and Melvin Ingram as the top 3. And the only reason I put Melvin Ingram at 3 over Von Miller is just, like I said, it's impact. It's not a game this year that you didn't hear Melvin Ingram's name not being mentioned on any top 5 countdown or top countdown. Is Melvin Ingram show up?
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I feel like Von Miller's impact is not the same as it once was. His name ain't the same as it once was. I'm just saying. I'm not doubting him. I just don't feel like his game. I don't know what to say. I don't know what it is. It's just you don't hear about him no more like that. I don't know because, like I said, maybe it has a lot to do with the fact that Denver is just losing games that they should be winning. And I'm not blaming him because the defense, for the most part, Denver's defense has been pretty tight. It's just their offense just makes it so difficult for them because they come down the field and they do so well on defense, they stop people. And you got to turn the damn ball over back into the hands of the offense, who's mediocre, and they don't take care of the ball, and they don't put points on the board. So it just makes them work that much harder. I mean, I feel bad for him, but he's 4 to me right now. He's 4.
So him being 4th, as far as being a sack leader, is him not being as productive?
No, it has nothing to do with his production. It has nothing to do with it because he's still productive. His numbers are there. His numbers speaks for itself. What I'm saying is his impact. I don't feel. You remember the Von Miller? Every time he would turn on the TV, it don't matter whenever the Denver Broncos played, you saw Von Miller. Every freaking highlight, you saw Von Miller. Even on the offense, you saw Von Miller. You don't have that.
I still see Von Miller.
I see more Von Miller in Old Spice commercials now than I do on the field. Like I'm not saying that's taken away from the game. It's just you don't hear about him anymore. I don't know what it is, bro. I still think he's the man. He's definitely the man. I'm just saying. There's some things that's changed. I don't know. I want to see. I want to hear about that.
So one more time for the people at home. Can you name your top 5 one more time? Just a brief rundown.
Joey Bosa at 5. Von Miller at 4, Melvin Ingram at 3, Khalil Mack at 2, Aaron Donald at 1.
So there's no J.J. Watt either.
No, J.J. Watt's not there. Nope.
All right, let's move on.
J.J. Watt's not there.
Let's move on.
You want to talk about pass rushers? You want to talk about pass rushers? He's not a pass rusher.
He's not a pass rusher.
No, in my opinion, he's not leading the league in those sacks and all that. He's a force, but whatever.
He's top 5 on the sack list, but
he's second.
Not in 5.
Right, but he's not Aaron Donald. I'm sorry.
All right, JJ. Can't get in tonight.
He was Aaron Donald before there was an Aaron Donald.
He would never be Aaron Donald.
No.
J.J. Watt will get into the Hall of Fame before Aaron Donald will.
Yeah, because he's going to retire due to that weak back. All right, we started.
If they both was to retire today, J.J. Watt's getting in before Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Listen, I have nothing personal against J.J. Watt. I'm just saying, I don't feel J.J. Watt is a pass rusher, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, J.J. Watt is a man, but I feel like... What?
You feel like what?
I just feel like again, it came down, I don't feel like, I feel like he's deteriorating, bro. Like, I feel like any moment now, that'll be it for Watt. I don't know. I like... And the good thing about this list that I have, you pay attention, these guys are under the age of 30. They're young and they're stars. I think the oldest one on this list might actually be Von Miller. And he like 29, if that. So, the young guys. This is a young man's league.
I tell you what. If Von Miller, not Von Miller, excuse me, J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald was to retire this year, Aaron Donald will be forgotten about.
What?
I'm not laughing. I'm dead serious. Aaron Donald will be forgotten about. Didn't win a Super Bowl.
Did J.J. Watt win a Super Bowl?
Exactly.
Nah, he didn't win a Super Bowl. But what I'm saying to you is nobody will remember Aaron Donald. Everybody will remember J.J. Watt because they know J.J. Watt multiple times. He's been in the top 100 player and has been known as the most dominant defensive player in football.
You know what I know J.J. Watt more so than anything on the football field is who he is outside of how charitable he is. I don't feel like there's no other player in the league that's more charitable than J.J. Watt. I would give him that. He's probably the most charitable player in the league. I definitely would give it. Him and Drew Brees are up there. They really are big and active in the communities, and they do a lot to help communities out. So I got to give a big shout out to J.J. Watt for that. If he ever listen to this podcast, that's what he does in the community is very special. And what he does for those kids, especially during those hurricane victims that year, and how much money he raised and stuff like that, that deserves to be recognized more than anything. More than anything he does on the field, that type of stuff needs to be recognized all the time. But as it pertains to this list, he's not on mine. Sorry. He's not on my list, J.J. Watt. Nothing personal.
Oh, my goodness.
So if you had to start a team right now and you had to pick one defensive player in the league, you're going to pick J.J. Watt over Aaron Donald?
Depends. Do I get him in his prime?
No. It's no depends or no us here. No. You don't get the chance to think about it. If you had to pick a defensive player to start your team with, to build your defense around, who are you picking between J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald?
Well, if I can't get J.J. Watt in my prime, obviously I will pick Aaron Donald.
No, you give me whatever. I don't care if J.J. Watt is 25. I'm still not picking him over Aaron Donald. I'm just not.
I'm picking J.J. Watt. I'm picking J.J. Watt. If you said if he was 25, I'm picking J.J. Watt every time.
All right, that's a bet. I'm going Aaron Donald.
All right.
He the man. The best player.
You enjoy your franchise get burned to the ground for that pick.
Nah, we'll be all right. He's a $300 million player in my opinion, but whatever.
All right, let's move on. Over the recent weeks in the podcast, we've been adding the NBA aspect in the podcast. Free agency just opened up this morning. We got quite a few headlines going on here. Obviously, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan are all going to the Brooklyn Nets. Andre Igudaula ended up getting traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. That was to be expected due to the Breakfast Club interview. D'Angelo Russell ended up getting traded to the Golden State Warriors. Malcolm Brogdon ended up getting traded to the Indiana Pacers. Jimmy Butler gets traded to the Miami Heat. Tobias Harris ends up staying with the 76ers. Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton re-signed with the Milwaukee Bucks. And also the Milwaukee Bucks add Brook's brother, Robin Lopez. And Al Horford ends up signing with the 76ers. Now,
don't forget, Josh Richardson went to Philly too.
And Kelly
right,
Olynyk
in that trade,
went to Dallas.
Thank you, Banks. Yeah, Josh Richardson, excuse me. I was going to say Jason. Josh Richardson was involved in that trade with Jimmy Butler being traded to the Heat.
I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but we forgot the second most important thing. The biggest news of the day was Derrick Rose going to the Detroit Pistons. That was the biggest signing of the day. There's no other bigger.
I said headlines. I said headlines, not back page.
That was headlines.
I said headlines, not back page.
That was headline. Derrick Rose going to the Detroit Pistons. I got the Detroit Pistons going to the finals next year. Just my opinion, but you know.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so basically that just leads on to my next question is, which team so far with the acquisitions that they made are the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Lakers?
Easy. Easy. You want to give your answer?
Yes.
Nobody.
Nobody?
Listen, man. Let me put it this way. If we're going to use hypotheticals here, we're going to use hypotheticals. If the Los Angeles Lakers somehow end up nabbing Kawhi Leonard, it is a wrap for the league. Okay? Shit is over with. This is my opinion. It's done. LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis on the same team. It's not even. It's not fair on any level. This beats the big three that LeBron had in Miami. If that goes down, this is even bigger than what he had in Cleveland. Like it's not even. I don't even think people even thinking about how insane that's going to be. We talking about three players, literally who can be easily 1, 2, 3 as the top players in the NBA. 1, 2, and 3. Now, you know, it was questionable with the Miami Heat. You know, Wade was still getting into his prime. He was kind of getting older. Bosh, same thing. When LeBron went to Cleveland, Kevin Love was still, you know, he was still the guy, but, you know, but Kevin Love ain't no, Chris Bosh ain't no Anthony Davis. Kevin Love ain't no Anthony Davis. And Dwayne Wade ain't no Kawhi Leonard. And now this Kyrie. This is going to be insane, bro. If the Lakers somehow end up getting Kawhi Leonard along with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, it's a wrap. It's not going to be anything the league can do. It's nobody. I mean, maybe the Milwaukee Bucks in terms of, because Milwaukee has a really good, they got size and length and they can match it with anybody. You know what I mean? So Milwaukee might come out the East and challenge the Lakers. But if I had my money on a 7-game series, I'm going with the Lakers in a sweep against the Milwaukee Bucks. This is gonna be a sweep. You're not gonna stop that. Like how do you stop that? It's not happening. Not happening. Nope.
You know, I was watching First Take. Was it last week when Dennis Rodman was on, and they asked him, "Do you think the Lakers would end up going to the finals and winning the finals?" He said that he didn't agree with the big threes because it's all about finding the right pieces that fit. And when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers and you have LeBron and you just added Anthony Davis and you try to add Kawhi, how would that work? Like, answer that question for me. How would that work?
Easy. You just let the players be themselves. The game doesn't have to change. Like, the game doesn't have to change for either one of those players. LeBron ain't I mean, LeBron is still LeBron. And listen, I'm not even a big LeBron fan like everybody else is. But the game doesn't have to change for any one of those players. You just get out there and just be who you are. All we need you to do is just hit your shots. Find your spot on the floor and make your shots.
Kawhi is not a consistent three-point shooter, so how is that going to work? And plus, he's kind of a ball-dominant player, so that's not going to work.
Kawhi can do anything he puts his mind to. Did you forget how he was the same way in the San Antonio Spurs? He had the same play style. Kawhi Leonard can hit. He's a really effective shooter. Like it's not that he doesn't choose to take the three like that. He can hit them shots. Like, did you see what he was doing in the NBA Finals? And what he was doing to the Golden State Warriors? It wasn't even fair. And we're talking about pulling up for the 3-point line. We talking about his mid-range game is highly underrated. That's probably his best part of his game. And then if his mid-range ain't working, he can back you down with his size. He can post you up. He can get to the rim. He can dunk on you. He can blow by you. He can dribble past you. It's nothing that Kawhi Leonard can't do. So all you got to do is just be yourself. They're going to mess up when they go in there and thinking, oh, they got to keep up with LeBron's pace. Neither of those guys are going to keep up with LeBron's pace. But LeBron needs to be more – I think LeBron needs to be more of a leader now than he's ever been with those two guys on the team. He needs to be a leader, like a real leader. Put whatever to the side and just get out there and play for one another.
Bottom line is they're going to have to add some shooters, Banks, as far as the Los Angeles Lakers is concerned.
Right. They're going to have to add shooters.
They're not I don't think the Lakers are going to the finals. That's just my take.
Well,
excuse me. I'll take that back. I don't think the Lakers will win the finals.
With Kevin Durant leaving Golden State, I don't think Golden State has a shot against the Lakers with Anthony Davis and Kawhi Leonard. I don't think they got a shot. It's a possibility. It's still a possibility. The Warriors, the free agency just opened up. So the Warriors, they still have an opportunity to make some moves. Now, them adding D'Angelo Russell into the mix, I kind of like the move because of the fact that he's a versatile player. I think most definitely he's going to end up starting because you're not going to pay a player over $120+ million to come off the bench. So as far as while Clay is out, I don't know how that's going to end up being working because they don't really have a point guard with the Warriors. Everybody gets an opportunity to touch the ball. D'Angelo Russell, like I said, he's versatile enough. He can be ball dominant. He can shoot right
3-pointer.
Because the Golden State Warriors, they're one of the highest. They're one of the best assist team. If not, I think they are the best team passing the ball with assists every year. That offense works. Steve Kerr's offense works. Everybody must touch the ball.
Hey, y'all ready for the Bucks? Kawhi.
What's that?
Kawhi signs with the.
Kawhi signs where?
Repeat that?
Kawhi signs with the Warriors.
Man, please.
Yeah, I was just messing. Nah, you right. I think you're right about that. Kawhi goes to LA. The Warriors do not have.
Yeah, they don't have a chance. They don't have a chance at all. And let's not forget.
Now,
man,
if he did actually go to the Los Angeles Lakers, would you think? How would I want to put this question? Would you watch the NBA regular season?
I mean, I don't watch it now, but yeah, I mean, you watch it because you don't want to see how it turns out. Because in the back of everybody's mind, everybody's counting them out. Everybody's gonna be counting them out.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what?
That'd be boring.
No, it would be like when Miami got the big three, and everybody was just kind of wanted to see how many alley hoops are going to be thrown,
Right.
how many people going to throw. That's why you will watch those games.
Yeah.
Now we know State was just going to light it up from 3-point.
Right.
Blow something out by. And I think if Kawhi signed with LA, we'll want to see.
They're trying to bring that Lake show back to the Lakers, man. Like how the Lakers used to play in the '80s. That's just what it is. So I think we one thing we missed too was Damian Lillard getting that massive deal, which I think he deserves. Damian Lillard got 4 years, $196 million. That's big for Dame. I really wish Dame would get some help though, man. I kind of wanted to see, like, a part of me wanted Kevin Durant to go to Portland. I don't know. I just feel like Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard would be a nice combo.
I think they would be. But I think the Trailblazers are one score away from competing with the Lakers.
Right. They could have got like a Kawhi or Kevin Durant. It would have been nice to have somebody like that on their team. Because Dame needs that help, man. He's such a dog, bro. I'm happy he got picked too. Because in my opinion, he's the best point guard in the league.
You're smoking. You're smoking. Oh my goodness, you're smoking.
Yeah, after Derrick Rose, I don't think there's no better point guard than Damian Lillard.
He's up there in my top. He barely makes my top 5. Barely.
Oh, he is top 5, dude.
He barely makes my top 5.
Name 4 of the point guards better than him.
What?
Well, for starters, I'm putting John Wall in my top 5. I'm putting Steph Curry in my top 5. Who will be my number 3? Wrong sport. Sport, Wes. Wrong sport.
Probably nigga Kawhi Leonard. I'm not Kawhi Leonard, but what's
Kyrie?
the guy's name? Kyrie. What you thinking? Kemba Walker. You want to know what makes the difference between Damian Lillard and the rest of those guys you naming right now?
What's up?
Out of all those point guards, none of those dudes have the mental capability as strong as Damian Lillard. None of them.
So you telling me John Wall ain't got that mental capability? I hate to speak on an injured player, but John Wall, he is the last of the pure point guard.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When healthy, John Wall is the best point guard in the NBA. When healthy, the best. But right now, my money, because out of sight, out of mind, bro. But right now, the best point guard in the league right now, in my opinion, is Damian Lillard. Sorry.
Well, now that I think about it, as far as every aspect into it, defense, playmaking ability, I think I put Damo in there because I actually did like how we ended up strapping up Russell Westbrook in that semifinals playoff series. Now that I think about it,
we didn't even count Russell Westbrook because I don't necessarily see Russell Westbrook as a point guard.
I think he's overrated, to be honest with you.
No, definitely not that. No, you tripping.
How am I tripping?
Russell Westbrook is far from overrated.
Man, that dude is overrated.
Yeah.
And he
No, he's not.
What? Everybody's all pressed over the triple double, but with that being said, what does he have to do to get the triple double? If you're shooting,
I don't care.
If you're shooting less than 30% from the field, 50% from the field to get the triple double, you posting up like 40 shots to get to put up more than 20 points. You're not being efficient. What?
Yeah, I got a question though. This is a real quick question. If Russell Westbrook don't shoot the ball, who shoots the ball at OKC? Who else shoots the ball over there? Just curious.
I'm just saying. At the end of the game, the box score, Russell Westbrook has 40 plus field goal attempts. Regardless if it's a 3-pointer, a layup, or a mid-range shot. And also, another thing that I don't agree with.
Yeah, you got Paul George. But still, you got him now.
Is the turnovers.
Remember that one season, it was just him. When Durant left, that following year, it was just him on the team. And that's when he won MVP.
And like I said, it was overrated. It's overrated. He won the MVP because he recorded how many triple doubles?
Yeah, but that was because he had to do that, man. I feel like Russell Westbrook doesn't need to do that no more. he needs to become a more of a team player guy. Like I don't feel like Russell Westbrook is a team player. Like I feel like he, like everybody else, for stats. Now I feel like he needs to just get his focus off that and just. I don't know. I don't want to try him as a person or a player. It's just I want to see Russell Westbrook make it and work out because he's a dog, man. Like he's a dog. Like you want players like that to be successful and get the best things out of the league because of how hard he plays every game. He plays very hard. So I feel like it's only right for him to get his due. Plus the way that Durant left him and all that stuff. You kind of root for him. You want to see him, do well, but just because a person's pulling up 40, 50 shots a game, that don't make them overrated or anything like that or whatever. It's just
he ain't efficient with the basketball.
He don't shoot the ball.
You're not efficient with the basketball. You're shooting 43% from the field. That's not efficient with the basketball.
And you shoot your team out the game. Listen, I argue with you that at all. Russell Westbrook has terrible shot selection. His shot selection is about as worse as J.R. Smith. It's terrible. but J.R. Smith, Nick Young, and Russell Westbrook probably got the worst shot selection in history. But credit to Russell Westbrook, he goes out there with every game and he does his best because I guess he has that feel like he has to be the one to carry the team. And considering his back is against the wall, he's going up against the best players in the West because everybody in the West stacking up on the same teams. And right now it's just Russell Westbrook and him and Paul George. It was by themselves. So I don't blame Russell. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on him, bro. A lot of pressure. It's just him over there by himself. So imagine how hard he got to play and how much you got to practice and work on this game. It's tough. It's tough. It's gonna be even tougher when Kawhi Leonard joined the Lakers. And damn near impossible. But
I'm tired of you saying that Russell Westbrook is doing it all by himself when he has Paul George over there. Basically, was a defensive player of the year candidate.
Now. Yeah, he has Paul George now, but he didn't always have Paul George. I'm basing everything. I'm basing my opinions solely off what he gave me his MVP year, because I don't care what you say or anything, that was a special season, man. That was special to watch Russell Westbrook dominate every night. He dominated. Like he took that Kevin Durant thing personal. And that's why so many people fell in love with him, because he's like, it was clear he was out for blood. And I like players like that.
People fell out of love with him after that Trailblazer series.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially how Damian Lillard did him. Damian Lillard put him in the dumpster. But hey, But I mean, none of these guys are as good as Derrick Rose. I'm just saying, none of these guys have the talent, as Derrick Rose has. I'm just, Derrick Rose is the best point guard.
I knew somehow, some way, you was going to end up bringing this back up to Derrick Rose.
Because he's the man.
So, do you think Kawhi Leonard? Well, let me ask you this: who do you think Kawhi Leonard will end up signing with?
I think Kawhi Leonard stays in Toronto.
All that talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, and you think he's going to end up staying with Toronto?
No, I said if. Remember, all that was if. That was if. That was hypothetical. If. I don't want Kawhi Leonard to go to the Lakers because I don't want LeBron James rings to be that easy. I don't want it to be that easy. Because I refuse to sit back and watch LeBron win 7 rings. If I can just imagine if LeBron James wins more rings than Michael Jordan. Can you imagine how this conversation is going to be? It's already people that's out there delusional enough to think that LeBron's better than Jordan as it is. But if LeBron somehow ends up catching Jordan or surpassing him in rings, y'all do know you're never going to not ever stop hearing the end of this. Ever. Ever.
Even if he won 7, I don't even think he would get the benefit of the doubt regardless.
Me either. I don't care how many rings that LeBron. I don't think he's ever going to be better than Michael Jordan, no matter how many rings he gets. I just don't think he is. But there's people out there, hardware matters.
I don't get why everybody wants to make that comparison, because they are really two different specimens.
Thank you.
The guy you want to compare LeBron to, I think, would be the way they built, the way he got like a Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, the guy you want to compare him to is like.
Kobe's like Jordan. No, there's no. You don't compare Jordan.
Yeah. That I could agree with that. I could agree with that.
Yeah, but I'm not agreeing with Kobe. Him being like Kobe. Kobe's like Jordan.
Man, whatever. Man. You understand? No, I don't. Jordan, man, you can't. It's not fair. It's really not.
That's tough to live up to, man.
Dude, they played in two different times. Jordan didn't play.
Hey, but your boy LeBron decided he wanted to, keep it going. As soon as he came out of high school, what number did he pick?
Right, that man said that was.
And got it tattooed on his back, the chosen one. So obviously we know who he's trying to, be compared to.
He's trying, but like Banks just said, no, man, you ain't gonna. I don't think he ever gonna get on the level. The dude is good. He's the best thing I ever seen with my own two eyes.
Who's that? Michael Jordan?
No.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Bro, you old enough to remember Michael Jordan playing. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's cool. No, but like.
Hey. Great, look. Wait, Wes. Yeah, man. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Yeah. Get out of here, man. I don't want to hear that, man. That's what I heard you say just there.
Next topic, y'all.
All right, so we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. Even though Banks kind of cheated on the last top 5, who would you put for your top 5 for your defensive tackles in the NFL?
Well, I don't know. I mean, how about this? Aaron Donald, 1 through 5.
That's what you want to roll with?
Wait, Aaron Donald 1 through 4 with Geno Atkins being on 5.
What team does Geno Atkins play for?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's my list. Aaron Donald 1 through 4 and Geno Atkins 5. Listen, Aaron Donald is the best lineman in the league.
Right. And now, folks, makes sense. Number 5, give me Gerald McCoy. Number 4, give me Geno Atkins. Number 3, K1 Short.
Oh, K1 Short.
Number 2, Damon Harrison. Number 1, Fletcher Cox.
That's what I should have got. So wait, all right, sorry. Aaron Donald 1 through 3.
He is a god. He is not on the defensive tackles list.
Aaron Donald 1 through 3.
He is not on
with Fletcher Cox at 4 and Geno Atkins at 5.
All the other D tackles going, damn it, Aaron Donald surpassed me again.
He's over 5,000.
Dude,
not even.
not on my list because he is very like you can't even compare him to none of these defensive. He just
Try to tell DeVore that, but he don't want to listen.
All right, so I got Jerron Reed for the Seattle Seahawks at number 5.
did he say Jordan Howard?
Jerron Reed, Seattle Seahawks. Then I got DeForest Buckner, then Geno Atkins, Fletcher Cox, and then Aaron Donald.
Oh man, that's funny.
I ain't got no
Even
issue
though
with
I
that.
think I would, DeForest Buckner I think is extremely underrated, and I think this year with the Niners, he'll get the recognition that he deserves. He plays for the Niners, Banks.
I know who before. Tell me what you think about the K1 short and that.
Absolutely not. You can't put 2 Carolina Panthers in the defensive tackles top 5. You can't do that.
No, Harrison plays for the Lions now. He got traded last year, I think, from the Giants to the. That dude is messing up all days.
I'm talking about you have Kawan Short and you have Gerald McCoy in your top 5. You can't. I'm not putting 2 Carolina Panthers defensive tackles in there.
I thought he was still playing for the Bucks. Okay. Yeah, I got to keep. It is what. I didn't realize he went to the.
Yeah, he went to the Panthers. But Banks,
Yo,
was there anything that you wanted to add before we close it out, or?
in terms of what, the list?
What about you, Wes?
Is that what you said? You asked me.
I wanted to know if you guys had anything, before I end up closing it out.
Oh no, I mean, the same old routine, man. I mean, if you made it this far through the podcast, of course, as we always say, we appreciate you. Don't forget the Madden giveaway is still ongoing, so we haven't selected any winners or anything like that, but we need those subscribers to boost that channel up. We need people to subscribe. I think we got 9 or 10 subscribers, so we can do much better than that, people. Let's go. Let's get the pushing, man. If you guys want to get a chance of getting a copy of Madden on us, it's your opportunity. But if nobody subscribes, nobody get it back. So. Well, with that being said, you know what you gotta do. Oh man, tell me that wasn't funny. That wasn't funny, y'all. Oh man, I love y'all boys, man.
Right on.
What about you, DeVore?
I think you summed it up just fine, Banks. To be quite honest with you, I appreciate everybody listening to the podcast in its entirety. Hopefully, you guys look forward to the next podcast. Also, I appreciate you guys participating this evening. Yeah, it's nice to hear y'all voices.
Man, happy 4th.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Happy 4th, and happy 4th to you both.
Yeah, man.
But this is the Not for Debates. We are signing out.